whenever you're in doubt, there's something underlying that you do not want to feel and you do not want to get in any contact with. That is why the mind jolts into the doubt and prefer to have it, in a very space from the shoulders and up, where it's just about thinking back and forth and juggling that back and forth. You're not going to find anything there. You need to come into the body. And in the body, whenever you feel something, you will feel an area in your body that is contracting. And while that is happening, other areas are expanding, because it is like that wave all the time. So it's very much about getting in contact with your body and feel what is happening. And the great thing about it, as I said, is you don't need to do anything. You do not need to do anything. All you have to do is feel it. Whatever emotion is there, just feel it. Whatever feeling is there, just feel it. You do not have to solve anything. You do not have to think about it, reflect about it. Not at all. Just feel it. Just create space for what is and feel it. And the weird thing about it is that because that was what was needed initially to begin with, when that foundational belief was created, you didn't create space to the feeling. You pushed the feeling down or pushed the emotion down. Let's say that you have an underlying feeling of not being good enough. You have an underlying feeling about low self-esteem or low self-worth. That is a very, very nasty and sticky and disgusting feeling, and you don't want that. And especially if it happened at a time in your life where you were young, so your brain wasn't fully developed, and you had no way of managing that kind of issue on your own. You would need a parental guidance, or you would need like somebody to help you and resolving and to show you how to manage emotions when they're there. If you didn't have that, then what you did with that feeling was that you didn't know what to do with it. So you just pushed it down. You diverted your attention into other areas. You started to do things that you knew how to manage, and then you did that instead. So what didn't happen then was that there was no space for that feeling to be there. And that's what you need to do now. You only ever have doubt about an underlying belief that is always tied into a feeling or an emotion, and all you have to do is to create calm and space for that feeling and emotion to be felt, and then the doubt will dissolve itself. I also said that lots of time last time, that you cannot solve doubt. It's not possible. We really, really want to, because then we avoid feeling that sticky, disgusting, not very kind emotion or feeling that is there. But you cannot solve it. It needs to be dissolved, and it only happens with you feeling the feeling or feeling the emotion, creating space for it to be there, and then it will dissolve itself. And it's safe to do so. You're not a child anymore. If you have an underlying feeling of you not being good enough, or you not being worthy of love and attention and compassion and worthy of life, or whatever it is, you can be with that feeling and that emotion, and then look into, is it true? Is this truth? Or is it just a feeling? And again, just like we talked about in the first Fetter, when it was about the thoughts that come there, where you have that identification with a thought, that you don't need to do anything about the thought. The thought is just there. Just like hearing is there, sound is there, smell is there, taste is there. You don't need to do anything about it. You don't need to do anything about the thought. It's just there. And it's the same with a feeling. A feeling is the same thing. There is and when you are in doubt, there is an identification with a feeling, or an identification with an emotion. So it's still first Fetter stuff, It's still about identifying. It's still about believing something to be true, which is not based in reality at all. So where we talked about in the last Fetter, the identifying with the thought, in this Fetter we're talking about the identifying with the emotion, or identifying with the feeling. So it's still selfing. You're still selfing about it. And it's not real. It's just an emotion. And you don't need to do anything about it. The only thing you need to do, just like with a smell or something you see or a sound, the only thing you need to do is just allow it to be there. And that is what you do when you feel a feeling or you feel an emotion. I want to thank everyone that are showing your appreciation of the Awakening curriculum by buying me a cup of tea and becoming members of the YouTube channel. I truly appreciate that gesture. It means so much to me, and it also makes it possible to keep the channel and the homepage free from paid promotion and all that stuff. So thank you so much. And if you're new to the channel, then you find the full Awakening curriculum either on the YouTube channel or on my homepage, themore.uk. The Awakening curriculum is a free resource for you to use the Fetter work in resolving the effects of trauma and integrating insights of non-self and non-duality into your daily life and become awake.